Welcome to the show.
Hey kids, do me a favor, would you? Imagine for me, if you will, close your eyes and imagine for me, your 8-year-old self with weird bangs and butter teeth, probably. What does 8-year-old you like to watch on TV? Rugrats? Hey Arnold? Dexter's Laboratory? Recess? Hey Dude? Salute Your Shorts? Clarissa Explains It All? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Proud Family? Allegra's Window? Eureka's Castle? Fraggle Rock? Rocket Power? Fairy Tale Theater? Well, now imagine, if you will, telling your cute little Nickelodeon-loving 9-year-old self that one day all of these incredible shows are going to be a thing of the past, and instead the world would actually devolve into watching people get on camera and eat gargantuan amounts of food in a super weird way.
Damn it.
Do you think child you would believe grown-up you? I doubt it. Child me would be like, yeah, okay. Because it's weird, right? It's weird that it has become a global phenomenon to just gluttonously gorge oneself on camera, post it to YouTube with minimal editing, by the way, and just rake in millions of views, millions of dollars, and millions of followers. And what, pray tell, is this phenomenon called, you might be asking? Well, for those of you who are a caveman and don't know, this phenomenon is called the mukbang. Mukbang? Mukbang. Mukbang. My eyes see mukbang, but my brain knows better. I thought I knew how to pronounce it. I thought it was mukbang. And then I saw this guy on YouTube say it like that, and all the comments were like, mukbang. So who knows, honestly.
Mukbang. Mukbang.
A mukbang.
Mukbang. Mukbang.
Mukbang. Mukbang.
Mukbang. Mukbang. Mukbang. Mukbang. It's a mukbang. Mukbang.
Mukbang.
Mukbang. Stop it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, like most things on the internet, the mukbang, which originated in Korea as a quite wholesome way for people to connect with each other / virtually share a meal, has slowly but surely morphed into weird, gross, boring, cruel, non-creative, sometimes fetishy, wasteful garbage. Obviously, not all mukbangers are garbage, but many of them are. Some people have found ways to make it quite entertaining and interesting and creative, and it's not just like disgusting hot Cheeto slobber running down people's chins, but they're few and far between, okay? And honestly, in addition to all those other adjectives I listed, a lot of them to me seem quite dangerous. I don't know. This cannot be good for you, right? To consume 100,000 calories in a day. There's no way that that is okay for your health. But you know what is good for your health? Vitamins. Or vitamins, if you're a Brit. I love vitamins, which is why I love today's sponsor, Care Of. Check it out. You know, guys, when it gets kind of hot, muggy, and buggy during the summer, many of us can slack a little bit when it comes to self-care, but really, summer should be about loving every part of you, which is why I love today's sponsor, Care Of, which can help you take care of yourself. Care Of is a subscription service that ships high-quality personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders right to your door every month, so you can feel your best while enjoying every part of your summer. Everybody is on a different path to personal health, and Care Of is here to help you find yours. So Care Of offers daily personalized vitamin packs. Personalized meaning they personalize them to you specifically, and it has been hugely helpful for me, so I'm very happy to be partnering with them on today's video. As always, you guys, I'm on a health journey too, okay? I'm always trying to get in better shape, you know, lose weight. I'm always changing up my diet to see if something makes me feel better, because I do have a lot of issues, and I absolutely could not do this without supplements. And I really love that this quiz I took with Care Of told me exactly what I needed. For example, they suggested I add Prebiotic Plus to help with some of my gastrointestinal issues, you know, bloating, etc. It can be kind of stressful trying to figure out what type of vitamins you need, especially because many medical professionals don't really want to talk about vitamins. So if you're overwhelmed overwhelmed by the process, you just simply take Care of's quiz, which takes all the guesswork out of building your supplement plan. They ask you things about your diet, your lifestyle, your health goals, and then they will recommend the right vitamins and supplements for your specific needs and goals. Everything is thoughtfully sourced, research-backed ingredients to help you feel your best. I also really like that there is an app, so you can build a whole holistic routine, track your progress on the app, and even earn rewards for sticking with your healthy habits. So if you're interested in checking out Care of, you can take their quiz online and see what vitamins and supplements are recommended for you. So feel free to click the link in my description box and use my code
Jamie French
for 50% off your order with Care of. Again, the link is in the description box, friend, and you can use my code
Jamie French,
which will save you 50% off your first order with Care of. This is a really good service. I think you guys are gonna really like this one, and thank you again, Care of, for sponsoring a portion of today's video, helping me take care of myself. And now back to the show. Okay, kids, ready to overindulge? I want to give you a bit of a backstory about the mukbang. For those of you who don't know, skip it if you want. No hard feelings. So it looks like the earliest instances of this type of content were recorded around 2009 on a website called Africa.tv. Guarantee I'm saying that wrong. But mukbangs at that time were in their simplest form. It was lonely Korean people, and they would live stream with another person to sort of mimic like the social and familial aspect of having dinner with somebody.
How did it come to be? Put simply, Korea. It's a shmush of the words for eating and broadcast. People started doing it on Korea's Africa TV.
It wasn't for money or popularity or anything, it would seem. It was just straight up to not be alone, which is pretty cool that they came up with this idea, but also hurts my heart a little bit. And at this time, the meals seemed to be normal, humble, reasonable sized meals. Literally, they were shared just to have a human connection. I actually really like the origin of what a mukbang is. But pretty quickly, it seems like there was an uprising or an uptick, if you will, of Koreans doing this because it was just beneficial in so many ways, it would seem. They had this fun way to sort of cope with their loneliness, but they also realized like, hey, we're making communities here, making parasocial relationships, we're chatting with viewers online. It was basically just like what your average Twitch streamer does, you know? They could take directions on whatever they were eating, describe the food, whatever it took to like maintain that human connection. And it seems like it was all in the hopes of countering anxiety, depression, stress, loneliness, etc. Everybody has to eat. Everybody needs a friend. So it was just like a win-win, you know? Until it was a lose-lose.
There's no way you smell like that.
Smell like what?
You smell like...
I don't smell like fish. Ooh.
So as more and more people hopped on this trend, the more attention they got, of course, the more widespread it became, and then different social platforms started actually paying these creators via ad revenue. So it looks like Africa.tv and Twitch were the first platforms that mukbangs were really big on because they allowed the, you know, donations from viewers. But then, of course, it jumped ship from these platforms over to YouTube with none other than Trisha Paytas at the forefront, taking credit for its popularity over on YouTube. Now guys, listen, okay? Trisha has made several appearances on this channel in the last like year or so. It wasn't intentional, but she's given us a lot. She's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
She's such a character, and she has such a talent for like keeping up with the trends. She hops on everything as soon as it starts to catch fire. Before I even know what's happening, she's on there being an NPC, you know?
That's a good label.
Side note, my personal trainer, who comes to my house twice a week, told me the other day, because she watches my content sometimes, she was like, dude, you've made a couple of videos with Trisha Paytas in them, and I went to high school with her. They went to the same high school. What are the odds? Why am I telling you this? Your guess is as good as mine. Point is, Trisha's mukbangs, okay? YouTube would recommend these things to me over and over and over. No matter how much I scrolled past or did not watch them, YouTube was like, you want to see Trisha eating corn dogs. Constant. But what's interesting in hindsight now is that she always called hers an eating show. She didn't really use the mukbang term, mukbang. So I suppose she put her own spin on it, you know? Other people were like doing it live, possibly streaming with each other, and she was basically like, no, I'm gonna set up a camera and you're just gonna watch me eat.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Now, it seems like right around the time that Trisha brought this over to the tube is also right around the time where these videos started to take a turn from sort of these wholesome virtual dinner gatherings to Gross.
Guys, if you have never had a testicle butter dog,
Now friends, gross mukbangs are quite easy to find if you really want to. I don't really want to subject you to them too harshly today, but just know that they're there, okay? And it seems like the grosser and weirder and more ridiculous they are, the more views that they get. You know, it's like driving by a car accident, right? Like you just can't look away. Even myself sitting here researching this video, I would find myself like 2 minutes deep into some gross mukbang video, even if I only needed like a 5-second clip. What is it about them? You know, why do we have such a fascination of people eating weird? It's
provocative.
To the point where creators who do this are raking in millions and millions of views and subsequently millions and millions of dollars. So there are many, many mukbang stars, but one that came up in my research is this gentleman, Zach Choi. Is it Choi? My French brain says Choi, but I have a feeling he's not French. So he boasts 22.2 million subscribers, which is unreal. But then like when I glanced at his most recent videos, the view count doesn't, like his views looked like they were like close to mine. And so I was like, this doesn't make sense. So when in doubt, check the creator social blade. And he is averaging about 226 million views per month. I kid you not. I can't comprehend how much money that is. To put things into perspective, I average about 5 to 6 million views a month. 226 million. That is how badly people want to watch other people eat. And again, he is nowhere close to being the only creator with numbers like this. So this is quite literally a multi-million-dollar industry. Again, I want to stress this to you. People eating live sharks and drinking hot Cheeto juice and making donut ham hamburgers is a multi-million-dollar industry. Perhaps I chose the wrong industry. Is this not bizarre to any of you guys? Is this not like the eighth wonder of the world? Not even the mukbangs themselves, but rather the gargantuanly overwhelming response to them. So I checked out Zach Choi's content and I almost immediately understood, because he actually makes like really high quality content. They're very like well produced, well edited. He shows all the cooking that's involved, not just the eating of the food, which makes it more interesting. And while I'm not the biggest fan of hearing people chew, he was far less gross about it than a lot of these other creators are. He actually eats quite normally. Depending on what you think normal is. So yeah, I do understand his following actually, but the majority of what I've seen is just borderline depraved and unhealthy and quite dangerous and sometimes cruel. Like I said, I've seen clips where people take live animals and kill them right on camera, which look, I know that if I'm eating a chicken wing or a steak, that was once an animal, but we don't always want to see it happen on camera, you know? All of it is just weird, which begs the question, why? Why do we watch other people eat? So according to my research that my friend helped me with, there are several reasons. Number one reason is the ASMR aspect of it. The sort of oddly satisfying feeling that many get when they watch it. ASMR, which is defined as autonomous sensory meridian response, is a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp, moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. It is a pleasant form of paresthesia. That's from Wikipedia. It basically creates a calming or relaxing effect on a person when they hear certain sounds. Personally, I don't really experience it. I like ASMR when it's like kinetic sand or those people who like carve soap. I totally get the appeal to that. But the sound of like chewing, eating, slurping, and spit, it makes me want to ruin priceless art and just rage against the machine. I've done my share of like making fun of / stitching ASMR videos, but honestly, to each their own. It's all in good fun, honestly. I'm more just amazed at what it has become.
4 to 6 days later.
Hey, it's kind of a long time later and everything is different. I'm in a different studio temporarily. I have different hair and I have a different attitude. I'm just kidding, my attitude is still terrible. Where were we? Oh yeah, so we were talking about all the reasons that people like to watch mukbangs. So we covered ASMR. The next thing I wanted to kind of chat with you guys about is that for some, it is not ASMR, but rather a different brain response that comes from seeing people enjoy something. They call it observing enjoyment. That's what my notes say. You can spot these types of watchers in the comments because they will leave comments saying things like, oh, you should moan when you eat that. Close your eyes more, smile more, act like you're into it more. Which of course makes me feel like it sounds fetishy. Which you guys are probably thinking was a glaringly obvious reason that a lot of people are into mukbangs. There seems to be a lot of reasons, but one of them kind of stood out to me because I've actually been guilty of this myself, unwittingly, unknowingly, on purposely. And this is the dietary restriction reason. You guys shocked? AKA you are on a restrictive diet and maybe you haven't had a carbohydrate in 84 days. So you kind of like watching people eat the things that you cannot yourself eat whilst on your diet. I didn't seek this out per se on purpose, but I know for a fact that since I've been on the current diet I'm on, I have like stopped and stared, zoned out, mesmerized at these like Asian people on TikTok eating these really cool cakes that I feel like we don't have here in the US. And I just stared at it and was like, at least someone gets to eat that and stay skinny. You know? So there is a very popular mukbanger named Rachel An, also known under the name Abung E. Sorry, I can't say stuff right. She was actually able to quit her day job when she started making more than her salary just by recording herself eating. She streams for like 3 to 4 hours every single night, and she's really gotten to know her fans. And she says that most of her fans are females that are on a diet, and they like watching her because they feel like they're living vicariously through her, eating whatever she wants. You would think that this would be like the opposite. You'd think watching people eat junk food would be counterproductive, like to a person on a diet, because you would think that that would make them crave the thing that they can't have even more. But I guess for some it satisfies the craving. I don't know how the brain works. What do you think this is? Oh wait, I actually just found out how the brain works. Okay, so this theory is based on, get ready for this, the mirror neuron theory. Look it up. Where watching someone enjoy something gives you the same feeling of satiety just like you ate it yourself, which is why it is so popular with dieters or others on restricted eating. It goes on to say, per research in the 80s, looking at monkey brain activity, researchers would give one monkey a banana and the other watching would have the same neurons popping off in their brain like they themselves had eaten it.
The same neurons, one neuron, fire both when the monkey observes something and when monkey is doing something. It's almost unbelievable.
That makes me feel like super bad for the monkey that didn't get the banana, so thanks. Now I'm gonna think about him every single night for the next 6 weeks. So there's another mukbanger by the name of Lee Chang-hyun, and he gets similar feedback from his audience who are all on diets. And he said, and I quote, "I eat so you don't have to." Sounds like a commercial slogan or something. This is the world we live in. Well, kids, this may surprise you, but mukbangs, while popular, are not without criticism. There are several things that people don't like about them, several things that actually tick some peeps off, you know? First and foremost, the glaringly obvious one is that many people feel like this type of content promotes disordered eating. Immediately, I thought of Nikocado Avocado. It was another character that has made several appearances on my channel, and honestly, I actually love him. I know it probably comes across that I don't, but I actually think he knows exactly what he's doing. He has admitted that he knows what he's doing.
Hope you know I'm an actor. I mean, I majored in performance, and I always wanted to be on Broadway doing a show, whether that was acting or singing or dance. I used to do dance. This is my thing, you know, and a lot of people take it very seriously.
And I physically cry laughing at everything I watch, apart from some of the grosser stuff. But anyway, his whole journey as a mukbanger caused, you know, some pretty significant changes in his health. There's tons of creators that have made videos about it. There's health experts online that have reacted to the transformation that he's gone through because of doing mukbangs. And so, again, it's not all sunshine and roses. The man himself posts videos of him like using a CPAP machine and all these things that he didn't have before he started consistently overeating on camera. So while for some people, watching a mukbang has a bit of a suppressant effect on their appetite, for others it is the opposite. So some people, if they watch them, it's like a trigger and it can cause them to binge out of control, which of course is not good if you have struggled at all with any type of disordered eating, but especially binge eating disorder, I would imagine. At the very least, mukbangs contribute to, what's the word? Perpetuate? They perpetuate gluttony, which, as you all know, is one of the 7 deadly sins. Check this, okay? The Korean government claims that mukbangs have normalized overeating to the point where in 2018, via their Ministry of Health, they issued regional guidelines to get the content under control. What are the guidelines? I don't know. But that is so interesting that the Korean government straight up was like, this is not good for our society. It looks like China has also done the same thing. They have put like content warning stickers on mukbang videos and sometimes even outright banning them. Also, trigger warning. Anorexia. Apparently a lot of people who suffer from anorexia will actually watch mukbangs to keep themselves from eating. Because again, going back to what we said earlier, it can make you feel satiated and therefore make some people less likely to eat actual food. This is horrible. There's also this point some people make that watching them is just so disgusting, and they're so disgusted by the gluttony and squid slapping and hot Cheeto slobber that they just like lose their appetite. Also not great, you know? Another glaringly obvious criticism we have about mukbangs is the food waste part of it, to the point where in 2018, China actually started a, I guess, campaign, if you will, encouraging people to publicly shame mukbangers for mukbanging. But it reminds me of something I said in the baby dumpling video that I posted a few weeks ago. I kind of defended her a little bit, and I said something along the lines of, yeah, in a perfect world, nobody would waste food, but that's the nature of the mukbang. But what I meant by that was like, it's less productive to attack this young girl who's following a trend than it is to attack the trend. Or better yet, just stop watching it. You know what I mean? The wasting food is definitely a fair criticism, but you can only stop somebody from doing something on the internet by stopping watching. Stopping watching? Is that right? I think it's wrong. Point is, as long as they get views, it doesn't matter what you say, it's gonna keep happening, and they're just gonna ignore the comments. Lastly, and I don't wanna go too deep into this, but another reason people do not like mukbangs is because there are many of them that feature animal cruelty. Oh, it hurts so bad. It looks like the main offender is a woman named So Young, who, you know, routinely consumes seafood while it is very much alive and moving. Apparently, there's a video where she an octopus while it was alive or something. I don't know. The information sitting in front of me is a lot, and I don't want to read it all because it like hurts me physically. There's a lot of YouTube videos made about her, and there's also, I think, a petition for YouTube to ban her. But again, this one's touchy because I don't want to trigger anybody who can't handle hearing that. I can hardly handle reading it. But also, I know that in some cultures it is, you know, quite normal to eat live seafood, whereas many in the West feel like it's cruel. So I just don't want to push my opinion at all. The point is, this is a quite intense criticism about mukbangs. Golly, this is a lot. Golly. So friends, you want to hear my opinion?
No.
Mukbangs annoy me. Mostly for jelly reasons, because I'm jelly. Can you blame me though? Okay, think about this. Imagine becoming a multi-millionaire just by eating delicious stuff. Either one of those things would be pretty cool, like being a millionaire or making a living off of eating, but combining them, wow. And do you know how easily any of us could do it? I could easily right now turn on this camera, consume copious amounts of food, and probably get more views than I've ever gotten in my life, but I absolutely just have zero interest. Eating on camera, I've said this before, is quite brave. With my luck, I would eat like half a grape and get swarmed by 6-year-old men on Facebook being like, that half a grape is why you're fat. I love Andrew Tate so much. Anyway, friends, my jelliness aside, mukbangs actually are quite fascinating to me. It might be the most fascinating thing I have seen on the internet since like LimeWire. The fact that this slovenly, gluttonous gluttony is a multi-million-dollar hair industry. Crazy, right? That's all for me today, kids. What do you think? Start the conversation. You like mukbangs? You hate them? Take them or leave them? Do you agree with the criticisms? Do you think people should shut up? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Feel free to hang out with me on my other social media accounts where I do other stuff. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Jamie, what's the phenomenon called? Oh, thank you for asking. I'll tell you. It's called the mukbang. Yes, ladies and gents, like most things on the internet, the mukbang, which originated in Korea. Oh my god. I hate myself. I hate my life. I hate all things. Which originated in Korea as a quite wholesome way for people to connect with each other. Which originated in Korea. Why do I insist on saying what the script says? I'm upset. That makes me feel like crazy bad for the banana that didn't get the monkey. So, what? This hair makes me feel like, sell me, sell you the porpoise said, dive down deep under you. I think that you got the blues too. Do you guys care if I lean back? Oh, I know it's not profesh, but I feel more relaxed. This says there's a ban in one of those places that specifically prohibits people from licking the tips of bananas in mukbangs. What's happening, you guys?